Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
Where are they?
From the western side of the room, you hear this pitiful crying sound as y'all raise your voices at each other.
Taffy no longer gives a shit about the conversation. She whips around and looks for the puppies.
The Corvotion
Yes,
is
you
still
can-
back there.
She's
Would
gonna
you-
grab Taffy, because Taffy, how many hit points does Taffy have left?
3.
Hmm.
And then y'all see the northern door to this area swing open, and it looks like there is a warg, fully grown adult male warg, gray in coloration, with some hints of white running along its chest. And it peers forward, and then it just snarls.
Oh, my tail!
Release the tail.
Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. GM Chris here, and let's talk a moment about warg puppies. Since we've introduced those cute pups into the Age of Ashes game, I think we should mention a bit about how animal companions tend to work in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Off the bat, animal companions have 3 broad categories: standard animals, familiars, and companions. Animal companions are bonded to a player, kind of like a druid or ranger's companion. This class feature helps exemplify the ties to nature, that they're just so strong that only a bonded animal can really reflect the trait of that character. It's permeated with the idea of deep understanding, friendship. These really characterize the animal companion. Familiars, well, they're a different form of bond. These creatures are bound by magic to their players, and in some cases, the familiar bond is a reflection of the spellcaster. Or it is the conduit of a greater, more sinister power lending aid to the player for its own mysterious purposes. And the bonds often happen to take on aspects of servitude. As for game mechanics, familiars and companions control very similarly. The player spends an action to give their minion 2 actions to use, so you don't have an infinite amount of actions. Players are generally limited to 1 companion and 1 familiar. I'm looking at you, gnome druids, with your animal accomplice and animal companion builds. Keep my eyes on you. As for standard animals, or ones not bound as familiars or companions, these are more like real-world trained animals. They can accomplish feats of bravery and skill, but only so far as they've been trained. And because the training investment involved, there are 2 avenues generally available to players who want to train animals. Common roles, like horse mounts and dog mounts, tend to be simplified and readily available. Domesticated animals have their rules pretty well simplified. Exotic, non-domesticated animals? These tend to require skill checks, roleplay, and resources to acquire and maintain. You see, trained animals can be used in combat, but they're not as hardy as a companion or a familiar. And the game represents this by giving companions and familiars this minion trait, as well as stat boost and different abilities. Familiars and companions are bonded to a player, and so typically this is a function of a class feature, a background, or an ancestry choice. And sometimes these creatures perish in combat, and so the rules provide information about replacement. Trained animals, especially non-domesticated ones, may not be able to be replaced. So where in the spectrum do our puppies fall? Wargs as creatures are actually a really fun case. See, they're more intelligent than animals, and with just below a normal human intelligence, they often tend to oblige in animalistic urges. Wargs generally are tactful, cunning, and they'll team up with orcs and other goblinoids to suit themselves. And so when you combine intelligence with ego-focused desire fulfillment, it really becomes the core of what makes a warg an evil creature. But our cute little puppies won't likely be raised in the wild. Our players have that classic challenge of nature versus nurture. The adventure path gives the basics on what is required to make the puppies into helpful allies, and it suggests that they should be treated a bit like a minion in combat. But will Taffy be able to bear the thought of sending her adorable puppy rushing headlong into battle? Will Stano rear the other one into a disciplined fighting machine? Will Bread and Deimos spoil them with tasty turtle jerky? I don't know, and I can't wait to find out. But go ahead and tell us your opinion on Twitter and Facebook, and also on our Tumblr. Use the links down in our podcast description to jump on over to the social, and tell us how you think the two pups should be treated by the party. Would you use them as merciless killing machines, or wonderful role-playing foils? Maybe both. And while you're over there surfing our socials, leave a rating and comment on our Podchaser page. It really helps the podcast grow. Now, let us return to Hell Knight Hill and see what's become of Bread's armful of now warg drooled over meat. I think he wanted to eat that. All right, we're back. We don't normally do a record, pause, record, but we're going to go ahead and do it this time. Welcome back to Dice Fallen, Everyone Dies. When last we left off, Bread, with his arm full of meat, had been latched onto by a warg, and the warg is attempting to swallow all of his cold meat in its hunger as it fights.
Seems like that warg has beef.
Yes.
Does that count
And
as
breads
beef?
for
No,
dinner.
it doesn't count as beef.
He definitely
No,
has a
it's
beef with
lizard.
someone.
It's not beef.
Is it the other white
It's
It's not
meat?
beef.
Sounds like the
Wizard.
tail is about to meet its maker.
These are only half puns, okay? You're terrible at this.
It's the other white meat.
I'm pretty sure
That's
it's
human.
scaly and green.
So continuing where our combat had left off, Bread had to beat a 16 on his athletics check, or otherwise, not only will he take the damage, he will lose the meat.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like I need the number 16 to appear.
Do you have the meats?
Oh no! My meats! Not my meats!
It was a 1.
Oh
You don't have any buttons to do, you?
Too late. I already used
First off, you take 1 point of damage.
it. Only one? I'm surprised.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
no! The rough puppy tongue licked you.
And part of the reason you're only taking 1 damage is because the tail, the flank, all of the choicest bits that you culled for yourself are swallowed whole by the warg. Its unhinged jaw stripping them from your fingers. You felt the serrated edge from the canines and its incisors claw them away, and that 1 point of damage is it stripping and slicing across your arms as it's impacting in and pulling it away.
You stupid mutt! No!
Only your armor has protected your skin from being flayed. You can see where there's a couple bits and chinks where it pulled and it's out of place. And you stand there, meatless.
Now, did the warg unhinge and let him go after it stole the meat?
Bread is no longer grabbed
Oh, man.
because the warg finishes his actions swallowing all of Bread's gains whole.
I'm sorry, Bread.
Taffy, it's your turn.
I pet the warg pup.
Okay.
I don't.
Cool.
I'm gonna use a free action to pet the warg pup.
In one hand. So,
She's holding both.
oh, so
No,
in
I'm
both
holding the other one.
Okay,
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what I
only
thought. I
holding
thought
one.
Demos had the other pup. So in one hand you have a puppy, and as you watch its maybe its other parent, at least that other warg is a male warg, as it just scarfs down its ill-gotten gains.
Does the warg pup seem to care at all about what's going on with the big male warg?
It looks a little jealous that it didn't get to eat the food.
Oh.
I whisper sweet promises of much more food to come. Ow! Does it seem to care?
Oh yeah, it arted you.
Ow! So I'm gonna actually try to do a diplomacy on the warg that just ate all the meat.
It appears to be hostile,
Shit.
but you can try anyway.
Isn't it like a -10 or something?
You'll be doing it likely with a nature check, but you can try diplomacy. Try it, see what happens.
It's worth a shot.
What's the worst that can happen?
You offend it?
It's already pissed.
Fair.
Cast shield on myself.
Alright.
Does a 17 do anything?
So what are you trying to say to the warg?
Hey, now that your belly is a little fuller, can we maybe be friends? Are you a good warg and you want to be friends? Do you
It
belong
turns
to
its
the
head
goblins?
towards you. More meat!
Oh boy.
They can talk.
More meat.
Hey, actually, there's a whole bunch of other meat out in that other room. We just killed 2 of those big ass things.
Meat now.
Okay, let's go.
More meat. And it looks at you continuously hungry.
Little warg, can you tell him to not eat me? That would be awesome.
He's 6 days old.
Oh. Well, then, I guess if he's not going to eat the meat, little warg, Luna, then I'm going to feed it to you. Ow! That sounded like an okay to me.
You've got 2 actions left. Actually, you have one action
left. I am going to... Is there anything that's like... Because I'm small,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the warg pup, is there anything I can kind of take cover behind and still maybe like pop up and cast something over?
You can try to take cover behind part of the wall, because remember, y'all are right by the opening in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
And so the courtroom...
Oh, so it's like that, you know, the benches are behind here, and we're in that area where that, like, partition is from, like, the lawyers and the judge, and... Is that what you're talking about?
right at the entrance where the hall meets the room itself.
Oh, okay.
As you're getting ready to move out and kind of back away. The option that you kind of have in front of you is that you can kind of duck around part of the wall to be able to get out of line of sight if you so desire.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And so that means it is now Stano's turn.
I have a baby in my hands. I'm not gonna risk it.
So Stano, you dropped off the puppy into Taffy's arms. The warg came forward, looked at you as it was beginning to howl, stopped its howl, and then instead saw that Bread was carrying a smorgasbord of tasty, kind of like a turtle lizard, and then immediately attacked Bread, gobbled down all the meat that Bread had him holding. Like, Bread had enough meat there to probably last like 2 weeks if properly cared for, and all of it is gone.
Okay. She's gonna try and intimidate it again.
Okay.
So, she's going to basically try to get its attention back and stomp her foot and try to intimidate it again. 18. And she's gonna yell out, "You have fed, now leave."
I believe it is demoralized, and so that is giving it. It's demoralized.
She's
1.
scary.
That'd be cool.
I love the slight implication that it was moralized by you.
The implication is that Stano is scarier than an adult male warg. And you guys call her Team Mom.
No, demoralizing it kind of sounds like he took your.
I'm not angry at you. I'm
he was-
disappointed. That's what I think of when I hear demoralized, because that's demoralizing to me.
The concept that he was demoralized kind of implies that he respected your opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. Jules has a point, Chris.
It was actively attempting to disregard your opinions on life.
Guess what? Now it cares. And I think he really needs to consider converting that 401k.
Sound advice. Depending on the situation.
It depends on where his stocks and bonds are.
So you have forced
Probably
it to
shouldn't have bonds
become.
if
You're
still
right. It
having
was
an
the
active 401k.
frightened condition, and it is now a frightened 1.
He's scared.
We
Is he
watch
gonna-
his tail tap
Is he
between
gonna
his
back
legs.
off?
Well, he's frightened 1. It's not his turn yet, and so he's taking a -1 to his checks and DCs. And so that's
Nice.
the condition that has been applied.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is she's going to hold her action to do, basically, if he decides to attack again, then she's going to power attack him. Well,
Power
then she'll
attack's 2
just
actions,
attack
you have
him.
to strike. Okay, so then that means it is now Bread's turn. Your meat has been taken cold away from your arms.
I'm gonna stand there next to it, or where I'm at, like in relation to it. Stare at it and say, "You asshole! That was my food!" And then
You're gonna bap it on the nose.
Are you going to intimidate it?
No, I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna use nature, and I'm gonna say, "Come on, there's more in here. Just come on."
All right,
and
give
see
me-
if I can like get it to just, you know,
All
it's
right.
already intimidated. It's got a -1. Maybe it'll kind of chill
Is
out
that nature or
a little.
diplomacy?
He said we
I
could
don't-
use nature or
I don't have
diplomacy.
diplomacy. It's gonna have to be nature.
Yeah, so you can go with nature, and you attempt to appeal to its more animalistic nature.
God damn it!
Is that a 1?
No,
It's a 3.
it's a 7. I mean, it becomes
That is a
7.
critical failure. It ignores the hell out of you.
Oh boy.
Like, nah, you're
Well,
boring now
I
that
have
you
three.
don't have meat.
I have 3 chances.
Well, you have 2 actions left.
Can he do another one?
So, with a critical failure like that, it is not going to believe anything else that you try to do. It is immune to another attempt.
Slap its nose.
Don't
Bad
do that.
puppy.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna. I know it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, and just like that's it.
Okay.
Are you gonna hold your action?
I only have 1 action left, so I don't think.
No, I think he'd probably consider that like a free action, right? Because it's just him talking.
I mean, you can do it while you're drawing your weapons.
I think I. Oh yeah, I do. Okay.
You had your hands full of meat. You don't have any weapons drawn.
Oh, yeah, you could ready your weapons, but that's pretty much all you would be able to do.
I don't know. That takes a more aggressive posture than I think.
So you're
the
just gonna,
situation
like,
calls for right
give
this
up your-
second, so-
I would
Last
move
action?
away then
Yeah.
in that case, since he's released you.
Yeah, I'll back away.
Okay. And Demos.
I'm going to prep. I'm going to use shield on myself.
Excellent. 2 more actions.
Guidance.
On.
You.
So you're going to put guidance on Stano?
Yes, and inspire courage for everybody.
Excellent. So the bard whips out an amazing song.
Oh God.
How do you play a lute that makes it sound like a saxophone?
Well,
You
the
just
lute is
have
the
to know how to
saxophone in the
play.
medieval world.
Okay.
I don't know how much of that song you can get away with playing without copyright kicking.
That's why we're not on YouTube. Alright. So that now means it is its turn. And the look in its eyes sees the threat that which Steno is proposing.
She got a big ass sword.
And sees that it's probably best to do a 5-foot adjustment. So the 5-foot adjustment is one of the few ways that you can actually move without triggering any reactions. And it takes a full action to do that, to move 1 square.
Mm-hmm.
So it sidesteps to where it can still be within melee range of Bread. Because Bread didn't fully move away, right? Or did Bread
Is that a
move away?
feat
I
now,
backed up.
or
Yeah.
No, it's a move type that you can do. And then it will take a look. No, it can't. It can't go after Taffy. I really, really wanted to go after Taffy because it can swallow Taffy whole. But it's not going to be able to get through past Steno with Steno around where the doorway is. And Steno will get
It's
an
the reason Taffy went
She
the
is
way
a
she did.
big ass sword, Chris.
yes.
And she has already intimidated this thing twice.
So I was trying to find a way to not accidentally kill Bread, and I couldn't. So Bread, this warg is going to attempt to bite you again.
God damn it, Warg.
But I rolled a 4.
Oh, so it's
That's a crit
not.
fail. Right?
No.
Hang on.
Does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay.
Wait, you roll a 4.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Ow.
Oh God! Kill it now!
It gets a second attack too.
Okay, that's it. Fine. We're busting out the big boys. He's grounded now.
15 doesn't hit. He
You failed both
I
times?
rolled much better,
Yeah.
but the -5 impacts.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
So,
Okay.
that's fine. It tries to bite each time, but now that Bread isn't carrying a whole bunch of meat, he's a lot harder to hit. So, and especially because you have your full AC complement with not being encumbered with a ton of meat in your arms.
Plus, you get, I believe, a plus to your AC with.
Yep, with
Inspire courage.
courage.
Yep.
Hold
Taffy.
on, no. No, it's just for guidance for Stano, never mind.
Taffy. It is your turn. Just this chomp, the snapping of the jaws.
All right, Luna. I'm sorry in advance if this is actually your dad. I don't know what that sound means. I hope it's not your dad.
Maybe he's an abusive father. Maybe he's an alcoholic.
I mean, he hasn't been feeding them very well, so maybe I'm more of a mom to it now than its dad is.
I'd hope so.
All right, you got 3 actions, Taffy.
I know. I know.
Well, Steno just grips the hilt of her longsword and just
I'm
you can
gonna
just kind of feel it tug a little bit.
recast shield
Okay.
because it comes off at the beginning of each of my turns.
I believe it has a cooldown, though.
Only when it's broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After you use shield block, the spell ends and you can't cast again. But as long as I don't use the shield block, then yeah. So Taffy with one hand is going to okay. So with one hand, Taffy is going to start muttering muttering, sorry, in let's say demonic.
Okay.
That's intimidating.
And that is a 19 to hit for Call of the Grave.
All right. And what does Call of the Grave do?
On a success, I cast, or while she's chanting, she's going to stretch out her hand after peeping around the thing at the warg. If I succeed, the target becomes sickened 1.
Okay, so you have to do a. Is it like a ray?
Yes, it's a ray. You fire a ray of sickening energy, make a spell attack roll. So I got a 12 plus 7, so that's 17, or 7, 8, 9, 19. Plus 1 for
Inspire courage.
Inspire Courage, so 20.
Plus it is frightened. So, hit, but
Okay.
not crit.
That's okay.
And it is now sickened 1.
Yeah.
And frightened one.
And Frightened 1.
Yes. So it is now taking another status penalty to all checks and DCs. And it also can no longer willingly ingest anything. And has to spend an action to attempt a fortitude
Does
save.
that include Taffy?
That includes Taffy.
So, if you had just hit it with the ray beforehand, you would have been able to
I know I
save
could have saved the meat, but
all of the meats.
my life I was in danger of being
Stay
inhaled.
It is your turn. You
'Cause-
just watched it double snap at Bread.
She's like, I warned you. And she's gonna step up to it. Guess what she's gonna do?
Is it a power
It's a power attack.
So I still had an I peek back, or I pull the pup back around the wall, like, so that we can't see what's happening over there, by the way.
You're too innocent.
Oh my god.
That's gonna hit.
14, 16, 27.
27 crits.
Yeah!
It's not
One.
that hard to hit.
So
Alright.
with your power attack and a
Two.
critical, that is going to be 3d12
Oh my god.
plus
Three.
your strength.
You should shield your pup's face.
I am.
Shield your own face.
So this hasn't taken any damage yet.
It doesn't need to see what's about to happen.
22 plus 31 points of damage.
Jesus Christ! It just gives out this little whimper as it falls over.
Your sword cuts deep into and through the shoulder. It cuts across its chest. And you have taken it from full to bloody.
Oh, it's not dead.
It is still up. It is unhappy, being unable to swallow things whole, in a frightened one state as well as a sickened one state.
I'm gonna do it again.
And now bleeding.
It is now Bread's turn. You just saw Stano cut and slice through, and there's this gush of blood just pulsate out, and you can see the blood coming down in ribbons from the warg. It's pulsing out of the wound.
Can I try to nature talk to it again?
Just stab it.
I don't want to stab it. It's cool.
Well, we have two that'll grow up to be cool.
Okay, well, they're yours. I want one too.
We'll have to find Bread.
Stano looks confused.
All right, Bread, you can try.
All right.
It is still very hostile and also now very mad and injured.
Okay, you're gonna stab
All right, I'm gonna stab it.
So what did you roll on your nature?
A 3.
So
That would have been a 7.
from what you know, once the woodcutter has opened the belly of the warg would have vowed revenge on the woodcutter.
What?
It's a play on Red.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
So you know that the best way for you to deal with the warg now that it is so severely injured is to bring out the woodcutter's axe.
Okay, I know that's the best way. How do I do non-lethal damage?
Oh my god.
That is a -2.
Okay, I'm gonna non-lethal hit it.
Oh my god. In the name of Asmodeus, Bread.
So y'all see Bread flip around his axe, and he's now taking
Actually, it's the short sword.
the short sword.
You're using the hilt of your short sword.
So you see him turn, and he's using the flat of the blade.
-2 equals 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
4.
4 damage.
Yeah.
So you take the side of your blade and you whip it across its face. Its head turns with a guttural yelp of pain, and it's still standing, and its eyes focus in, and you see that the next thing it plans to do is to likely attempt to rip out your throat.
Oh boy.
You've got one more action.
I'm gonna stand back. I'm
Move back.
Move towards the back of the party.
Okay.
Move over towards me.
Okay, yeah, that.
Demos. It still stands.
We're gonna magic missile it.
Damn it.
I'm
All
gonna
right, how
murder
many
it.
missiles?
We're doing all 3. So I need all 3 of these.
So you're going to use 3 Oh, how many first level spells do you have, Demos?
I have 2, but
Oh, you lucky.
I haven't used one yet.
Okay, so this is going to be your second spell for the day. So you
No,
have no suits after
You
this.
used one earlier.
No, that was in our first attempt.
Oh,
Excellent.
right.
So this will be your first level spell for this
Sorry,
day.
Yes.
I'm a shithead.
So
Sorry.
for 10 damage.
Pew, pew, pew.
3 missiles pound into the warg. The first 2, one hits it in the side and you can audibly hear the ribs crack. The other one hits it into the neck, and as its head whips around, the final one catches it in the cranium and just blows out the eye socket.
Oh,
It did.
it did. It did. It did.
It is
There.
no longer a threat.
On a positive note, you could technically get your meat back.
If you really want it now.
How do the work
Canine
pups
meat is
react?
always an option.
The warg pups have not done any reactions to the other warg falling.
I'm gonna pet my ward.
I'm gonna continue to feed Luna.
Brad's gonna walk over to the to the corpse, bend down, and then like put his hand over its head and, sorry, asshole.
So you think, so you kneel down next to it. You have a moment, if you want, as it's bleeding out and dying. Do you want to attempt to stabilize it? Do you have the skills to stabilize it?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Because he couldn't stabilize me.
I think you can. I think technically you can.
With nature, maybe, but
Well, no. I think the rules allow you to use anything untrained, but at a severe.
yeah.
So, I mean, I could try, but I don't think it's worth it.
No, we went over it, I think, like, the first or second episode. And you cannot do medicine even flat. You have to have a medicine kit.
Yeah, I think medicine's one of those ones that has to be trained or you can't use it at all. It'd be like someone who
You can't even
isn't a
staunch
doctor.
bleeding without
Sure.
it.
You could
The
do
medicine
first
check
aid.
that you can do is you can do a knowledge check to just tell something's condition with medicine, untrained. But to perform a healing ability, you have to have the medicine skill, and you often require a healer's toolkit as well, depending on the severity of what you want to do.
Oh, well.
So, the life of the warg ebbs away, and it is there in front of that door.
So, I don't have a lot in my bag, since most of my stuff apparently is back at camp. I'm gonna, like, shuffle things around and set Luna in there so that her paws and, like, head are poking out. And I'll just, like, have one of my other pouches with some meat so I can occasionally just keep handing it to her and carry her like that. That way I have my hands free. I think we should go back to camp, though, for a minute.
So, carrying the puppy
You have
is
3
a
hit
bulk.
points. Just a minute?
A little bit more.
I have 6.
I don't have any other bulk on me, though, right now. So, that's not a problem.
So you stick Luna into your pack, and she immediately begins kind of digging and pawing around. And if you have any rations in your pack...
No, I moved him over to my other pouch.
Okay. So she's kind of digging around, just kind of scratching along the sides just a little bit, and kind of settles in there. Not quite, because not really like full, because they've only had a little bit that's there.
But I still have some of the meat that was given to me because I didn't let her eat that whole piece of chunk that he handed me. So I've been like tearing off bits and giving it to her.
So give me a command an animal check with your nature
Okay.
to get this wild warg pup to stay.
Dice don't fuck me. Ooh! Okay, that's a 20.
All right, that'll do it.
Yep.
So you can get Luna to kind of calm down in the pack. Demos, what are you going to do with the other pup?
I'm just carrying it. Like, in my arms.
Okay, doke.
Stano's gonna go over to the one that Deimos is holding and give her a scritch under the chin.
Ow!
She'll be like, "You're a good girl."
You should call that one Mittens. Or Boots. Or
Mittens.
Or Bucket.
That was weird.
Sorry. I like mittens.
That's a cat's name.
I know.
What do you call the bits of armor that go in your arms?
Gauntlets? Or
Gauntlets.
Greaves?
Or Van Braces.
Ooh, we could call her Grieve. That's a cool name.
Greaves.
Mittens.
Her name is Greaves.
Greaves are
Mittens.
the...
Her
well,
name is
they-
Greaves.
So, Greaves aren't the part that go over the arms, but they are the part that goes over the knees down, if I remember correctly.
Well, and since her paw is their feet anyway, so that makes sense.
Her name is Greaves.
But mittens.
Greaves.
You want her to be more serious.
I will roll to intimidate Deimos.
Nice.
Fine, Greaves.
It worked.
Secretly, every time Deimos talks to the warg, though, it's going to be, "Good mittens, I love you, mittens."
Exactly.
So, is there anything y'all wanted to do in this area before you...
Go get patched up.
Stano's gonna take a moment to poke around, see if there's anything interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, what about that armor?
Yeah, I was going to say, can we go back and loot the armor?
You can. So let's go ahead and start with, so the area that the warg left from. So you look into there, and it exited from what appears to be a grim administrative office. There was a heavy wooden desk, armchairs, and filing cabinets looking like they're still largely intact, but most of the furniture drawers were pulled out and ransacked. But as you look around and you spend some time, give me a DC perception check.
You about to tell me what the DC was?
I was.
Everybody or just Shay?
So far, Stano is the one who is doing it. Anyone who's helping Stano look around, give me a...
Well, Stano rolled a 20.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I couldn't have assisted with that. I had rolled a 19. Well, I could have, I guess.
I'm over there with the armor.
So from what you can tell, and give me a perception on that one as well.
24.
Excellent. So, what Stano ends up finding, you seem to come across the lictor's desk, and you can recognize that by the some of the accoutrement that's around it. You find a book that is a treatise on the Order of the Nail protocols as they relate to Chelish and Isgari laws.
Priest of murder.
Leafing through it, it looks like it has things like the explanations of various interpretations of law, what you use against local criminals, and you notice that it happens to actually have a personalized dictation in there. And it reads, "To Lictor Anselmar, with thanks for your interest in my work, together we shall quell savagery. Hell Knight T. Stagram Esquire."
Okay, I'm gonna need you to spell that, or read that one more time.
Sure thing. So it's to Lictor Anselmar, with thanks for your interest in my work, together we shall quell savagery. Hell Knight T. Stagram Esquire.
Does Stano know that name?
Give me a society check. Or a
Yes,
Hell Knight lore check.
She doesn't have Hell Knight lore. How does she not have Hell Knight lore?
Sounds like someone needs to use some skill ranks
Do you
in
have
lore.
lore?
I have an architecture lore.
Can I use my Hell Knight Historian Society stuff to help?
15.
15. So from what you can tell, looks like it was written by a Paravikar rank of the Hell Knight Order, but you don't have all of the... You've mostly focused on kind of more recent lineages, so you're not fully sure about this Stagram. But you do know they had to be of at least some level of noble birth to have the Esquire associated to it.
Fair.
So if they're not an actual, noble, they're at least recognized in law and considered a prince of law.
Sorry.
Okay. Did she find anything else?
From what you can see here, that is the most available thing of interest. It's more of interest to you because it looks like this area was ransacked for valuables.
Cool. Then she's gonna pop back out to where they're investigating that armor.
And then bread, hopefully not getting soggy in the water. Having also likely pulled the corpse out when taking all of the material from it. You don't want to leave that in the dirty water before you start cutting it up.
Are there any more bits of meat, or did you just take the tails, or what did you take?
He's only really he's an ass man.
Tail man.
So while he's like searching the actual armored body, I'm gonna use my nature to get some more meat to put in my pouch.
All right, go ahead.
For the pups. Oh, that's another 20.
Excellent. You're able to carve off some of what you would you think will be able to be fairly tender for a young pup. So as you're going through, around the room, you saw that there was just damaged furniture all over the courtroom itself. You already picked up all of the coin that's there, but as you check out that room and some of the side rooms, you're able to see that there is a scroll, in fact 2 scrolls, hidden amongst some of the papers. And that it is a scroll of alarm, as well as a scroll of fear.
Oh.
And as you're checking out the body, this human body, from what you can tell, has 6 gold and 9 silver in one of its pouches, and the chain shirt appears to still be serviceable after even being mounted on the grave shell.
Is that heavy armor?
Chain shirt, I believe, is light armor.
Never mind.
I already have fear or alarm. So I'm gonna give that to you. It's awesome. Can I look over the one for fear?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand that over to her.
Wait a minute. I'm the one who rolled the 24. 24 for that search. That's my stuff.
Can you do spells?
Why do you sound like
Then
a
silence.
Kentucky Fried Chicken man?
Silence. Stano says.
So this part of the complex is, it's a good 50 feet end to end. You can tell that there's a door leading out from where you found the puppies that's heading west. There's another door out from the lictor's office also heading west. And then there's the door to the south that from the area where the puppies are. And then you have one more door in the hallway that leads up to the courtroom from the entrance that also goes towards the west. Do y'all want to continue to explore or attempt to make an excursion back to...
We should probably get back to camp.
Agreed.
Between Bread's 6 hit points and Taffy's 3 hit points.
And 2 additionals.
Oh, I'm not letting this puppy out of my sight.
You can have the goblins keep an eye on it.
So it doesn't get hurt.
Don't know how well the training will go. That's fine. Greaves will be well trained.
Definitely. Screechy, screechy, screechy.
So y'all make your way. Do y'all want to try to exit down through the open areas, or do you want to go back out through the front door?
We should go out this front door. We know we've cleared out that point.
Yeah.
Okay, doke. So y'all make it back out to camp, and you see the goblins studiously making sure that they're finishing out parts of the camp. You can see a couple of them are sitting down and listening to Warble tell a couple stories. It seems as though she's recounting some of the gossip around town a little bit, trying to help them on maybe different parts of understanding human mannerisms, just little things that they might be able to learn here and there. And so y'all come up into the area with one puppy being carried in Taffy's satchel, kind of lugged very carefully. One arm underneath it is like the strap on it really doesn't matter. Taffy's basically carrying the puppy at the same time,
Talking to it,
Spoiling her.
encouraging her, loving on her.
and I imagine Deimos is still got Greaves in his arms, periodically scratching under, periodically supporting its butt as y'all go.
But
And so y'all come up, and the goblin spots you and see you. Warble comes down, immediately notices the 2 animals with you, and you see kind of a look. Welcome back. Why do you have warg puppies?
we found him.
They're cute.
This one's mine. Her name's Luna.
Oh,
We can probably put them in a fence while they sit with you.
why would you put a warg in a fence?
No, like in a fenced area so you guys don't have to, like...
I don't think you understand wargs.
No, I don't think so.
Tell me more about wargs.
Well, and so you start getting this not quite dissertation, but lengthy discussion about
Well,
the
goblins would
interrelations.
know.
Yeah, the interrelation of goblin histories in relations to wargs, and that of all of the different canids that could exist, the only true canid ever worth respecting happens to be a warg, because it's the furthest thing you could ever get from a dog possible. And that you could have a warg also being able to kill a horse means it is like one of the most favored goblin canids ever to exist. And she's actually really excited to have a couple warg puppies.
Oh, good. She can help us train them.
I want to establish early on, and Taffy will do this in the sweetest way possible. Luna, as long as Luna wants to stay with her, Luna's staying with her. Like, as far as, like, after they're done with all this.
Yes.
I do want to make sure you understand, though. You have to be very, very cautious on how you raise them. Because,
Can you teach me?
well, it's you have to make sure that you teach them right, because wargs are very, very smart creatures. And, well, most of the time they end up being exceedingly bloodthirsty hunting machines capable of decimating a local animal population very, very quickly, which is why goblins also have a tendency to ally themselves together. So you have to be very, very careful to make sure it doesn't come out, how do I say this?
Vicious.
Evil.
Okay. If I love her enough, she won't be evil.
Let's go with that.
Now,
Stano's gonna take a moment, she's gonna raise a finger, and then she's gonna think better of herself, and she's not going to say anything.
so if I were to leave her with you guys at the camp, could you start teaching her to be, a good girl and, want to hang out with me more?
I can try. Just remember, it's in the early days that the relationships and bonds are established the most.
So should maybe I keep her with me?
Are you going back in there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take a 6-day-old puppy back into a brutal life and death situation?
That's why I'm worried.
No, but I want her to stay with me.
Well,
It's not like we're spending nights in there. We can leave them to run around.
It's like daycare.
we can do our
Nothing
best.
ever bad
To
happens
establish-
daycare kids.
To establish, what we're doing here at the camp, we're gonna take some time to, heal, right? We're gonna, take a couple days to heal fully,
At least
Well-
8 hours.
at least.
Oh, wait.
Because I'm at 3 health points.
Yes, Stano was going to suggest once you get back to camp to see if y'all wanted to take the horses and go back to town
Oh,
for a comfortable night's rest.
she's gonna stay with the goblins if she's staying with anybody, so that she
Yeah.
can get more acquainted with how to raise the warg. And plus, her camping gear's all here, so she figures it's gonna be as comfortable as anywhere.
Deimos is going to stay, yes.
And we're close, so it's not having to go that far. You can, she encourages you if you want to go back to town and stay in a hotel or a tavern or inn.
Taffy,
Yes.
how healthy are you? Bread, what does your health look like?
Oh, I'm going back to town.
Warble speaks up. Deimos,
Yes.
do you have a healer's kit?
I don't think so.
Yes, you do. You have to do medicine, don't you?
No, because I'm trained in it. No, I don't have a medicine kit.
Well, if y'all keep fighting off vicious wargs, it might be a good idea to utilize a medicine kit.
Oh, I guess I do need to go to town then.
I mean, it doesn't look like you've done any first aid on anyone.
Got that right.
Yeah.
First aid you.
I'm hurting. I'm hurting real bad.
You'll be fine.
Mentally, emotionally, or physically?
All
Yes.
of the above.
You need therapy, Bread.
I can't afford therapy. I like to hit things instead.
Talk to your health insurance provider.
I don't have health insurance. This is America.
This is Galarion.
This is Galarion.
Oh,
This
God,
is
I forgot.
Cheliax.
I mean,
Cheliax? Isker? Where are we?
we're in Isker right now.
This is Isker.
Even if I did have health insurance, the premiums would be outrageous.
You don't know that.
So would the
This isn't
deductible.
America.
The Church of Asmodeus helps all.
Go to the church.
So
I can breathe.
we've received a couple comments on this because we have a few listeners who are exceedingly worried about y'all's health totals.
Mine's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'd like to direct you over to your medicine skill on page 248. And the specific ability is on page 249 for your treat wounds. That when you have a healer's toolkit, you can spend 10 minutes per person. And with the DC 20 check, increase their hit points by 10.
Okay, here's the question. In order to get that kit, how much is it and can I get in town?
You can get it in town.
You can get it at Quarters and Bits.
Not sponsored by Quarters and Bits.
You don't want Stano to go to Quarters and
You,
Bits.
you don't know if it's not sponsored.
That's fair. It could be Quarters and Bits sponsored.
And so it's in the equipment section. And I only believe it's a few gold. And y'all did pick up some gold.
Few gold, he says.
In any case,
So the healer's tools, which is what they count for, is 5 gold pieces. I know I at least handed y'all 6. But if you want to spend a couple days. It'll be alright.
I guess I'll go get a kit.
So in any case, Stano's not going to leave the other warg at the camp. She's going to take her with her. Why? Because Stano comes from a noble family, and guess what most noble families have?
Dogs?
Release the hounds!
And those dogs are exceedingly well trained.
Taffy also comes from a noble family. And would probably...
As noble as Stano's?
I don't know. Probably not
What does
as
a noble gnome look like? Just really bright fluorescent colors? Like, who gives a crap?
Bread.
What?
Aw.
I'm not mad, Bread.
Just disappointed.
No, I'm just assuring Bread I'm not mad. This is just what my face looks like.
I'm disappointed.
What happened to mend? I want that ability.
It should be under mending. Arcane. First level.
First level? Oh, God, why?
Are we still one?
Are we still?
Oh, my
Level?
God.
Because
Yes.
apparently we don't get XP for puns.
Oh man, if y'all got XP for bad puns, you'd be level 5 already.
Hell yeah!
One
XP
of
stands
my
for extra
spells
puns.
for mending, so she can just start fixing her own gear.
Do you need to know a spell to figure out how to thread a needle?
No, I just want to do it with my mind.
You're not really doing it with your mind. You're doing it with your spellcasting ability.
Which comes from my mind.
It does not.
Everything you do comes from your mind. What do you think your brain does?
You're a wizard, right?
You're a wizard, Harry? No, yes, I'm a wizard.
Then it's not coming from your mind. It's coming from your books and your studies.
Which goes through my mind?
No.
Point to me. Show me where consciousness is.
Right here.
Nope.
Actually, it's right here.
Bread, where's consciousness?
I don't know, but I bet I can find him.
Actually,
Yes.
can I trade out Summon Construct for mending? I am not going to use Summon Construct.
You say that now until you want summon constructs.
Well, I could also just relearn it later.
Well, I'm looking to see what it would take for you to grab a first level scroll. Because each first level scroll...
You break back into Voz's place and steal one.
Right.
She's not gonna notice.
She's not even in town. She booked it.
I think the first thing she might
Literally.
notice is her,
So
the first thing she might notice when she comes back is one of her doors not
Closing appropriately?
being
or,
on its hinges.
So
or all the blood? Just all of the blood?
there's
So
some
much
tricks of
blood.
it. So for 4 gold, you can get a scroll of any first level spell that's on the common spell list made for you.
That's not bad.
Just have to
Okay.
get 4 gold.
Alright, I guess we are going back to town.
Okay. Stano's gonna take Greaves from Deimos.
Oh.
You won't train her, right?
How do you know?
I am loving the
You've
idea
already started spoiling her.
She's your...
of
you. Yum, yum, yum.
of just this like brightly colored manic pixie gnome girl riding on the back of this giant fucking warg.
Well, at the moment, you're riding on the back of a very large dog.
Yes.
And it's a little weirded out by the warg.
Anyway, Stano's gonna go up to Warble and be like, we're going to be going back into town. Those two need to heal. We need to gather some equipment. Will all of you be okay out here still?
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Are y'all gonna come back for dinner?
Probably not, but we will join you for dinner the next night.
Just as her ears droop down a little bit.
Stano sets her hand on Warble's shoulder. I swear to you.
Wait, how long until dinner?
You're probably a solid 5 hours.
Oh.
So you figure
Yeah,
on horseback,
yeah.
an hour back.
How far are we from town?
Love free food.
So you're
Like, how
easily
many miles?
probably 5 or 6 miles.
Okay, that makes more
So
sense.
many miles.
Well, we have horses. What do you have?
An all-terrain vehicle.
Your legs.
Known
So
as feet.
I'm pretty sure one horse can carry 2 people.
Yeah.
But you have your dog, so you're okay.
So if Deimos and Bread wanted to pair up, that would. Or Deimos can hold the dog and Stano and Bread, or Bread and. Or Bread can use Deimos's and hold the warg, and Stano and Deimos can pair up.
What if two of you ride side by side, and Bread will straddle both horses by standing up, using his acrobatic skill?
What is
You
This is
really
just the
want to
time
pull
when
your
I've closed
groin.
the epic sax music.
what is the name of that damn actor?
Oh yeah, the one with the Volvo truck commercial.
Van
Who?
Damme.
Yeah,
Van Damme?
Jean-Claude Van
It's
Damme.
Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Is he gonna do it like that?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You're gonna be really
Dana
good at
will
it.
not allow this.
So y'all
But
get back
you can
into
take my
town.
horse.
Wait, hang on. We need to settle this,
Oh,
Chris.
okay, I spoke
So
too
what
soon.
Stano's gonna do is she's going to give the warg back to Deimos. She's going to bring her horse up next to Bread and go, get on.
Get on, bitch, we're going to shopping. I have ropes to pick up.
All right, he gets on.
Cool.
And then what does Stano do?
They're gonna go back to town.
Are you going to walk the horse or are you going to get on?
She's already riding the
on
horse.
Oh, sir, are you...
He's riding behind her.
Okay.
He's riding bitch on the back end of the horse. Sorry, that's what I've always heard it called.
So are you riding side saddle or straddled?
Oh, definitely side saddle.
Arms
I have
wrapped,
sensitive bits.
arms wrapped around Stanos' waist, his hat or whatever he's got on, hair flowing in the breeze.
His head is gently caressing Stanos' shoulder.
She is uncomfortable. Should I roll for how uncomfortable she is?
My dreams, I see you.
She's 20. She's not 20 uncomfortable.
But in Bread's mind, it's just one of those...
Oh, God.
They're there. Shh. It'll be okay. It caresses her hair. Gently.
Okay.
Deimos going to stare at him from the other horse. Don't do that.
Her hair is so severely bunned. It probably looks uncomfortable.
Well, then he just grabs the bun and just like pushes it around a little. Gives it a good squeeze.
Oh my god.
I'm going to ride over and kick him in the rear end. No.
Oh my god.
I'm glad that...
He is interested in her. Leave. Do not.
Is he?
Yes. She already knows that.
She's thrown him into a creek. What does she know?
In Demos'
Fair.
mind, maybe that was foreplay.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
God
Oh
damn
my
it.
god.
Dripping wet, coming out of Breach Creek. Such power.
Dano is level 8 uncomfortable.
I just want to point out for the listeners that our DM has cried has laughed so much that he's tearing up a little.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Why does everybody want to make Stano uncomfortable?
I
I'm
just
so happy
imagine
about
like
that.
Deimos watching Stano walk away, and like the blurred edges of his vision are like this pink, like the
Pink
romance
dokie
vision.
dokie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in all fairness, she came back to her room to find him in her bed
It's true.
after that.
She could have
Entire thing.
snapped that blanket and thrown him off of that bed, and she
And
didn't.
See, she likes him too.
She also put him face first into his wet clothing.
She likes him to a certain degree. Likes him well enough that she didn't try to murder him.
You haven't been checking your food.
No, but she's not making it.
Deimos doesn't wake up in the morning. Oh, he came down with a slight arsenic
Poisoning.
allergy.
A slight case of anthrax.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now that we've decided that Brett is riding side saddle, making Stano uncomfortable for the next hour.
Like a romance novel maiden.
Just,
Exactly.
In my mind, Stano is stiff as a board posture on the horse.
Oh, that's not
Doing-
the only thing that's stiff.
Lewd.
Not safe for work, sir.
There's an E on our podcast for a reason. I guess this is the reason. So, you make it into town. With everything that y'all have been through so far, you're probably at about 2 p.m., considering y'all started in the morning, headed in, made it through to the courtroom, have brought your warg puppies with you on the way. Most people are they're not paying too much attention to him, but you're assuming since as you're entering into town and they're not picking up too much attention, they're likely just thinking that they're just big dogs at this point. And
it can fit in my pack, right?
a bit. I mean, it's
Most of it.
it's still exceedingly young, but it's also for
Like-
a creature that's going to get really big.
Like the size of a horse.
So her little pawsy wazzies are huge.
Oh, they're so big.
Good.
And the puppy breath. Aww.
I'm playing with her, like, as they're riding into town, she's like playing with the paws, like boop, 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 boop. And occasionally giving her more meat. Boop, 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 boop.
If
This is
it
gonna
wa-
be the
like every moment that Taffy's doing this, and it looks so done with you until you give it more meat, and then it is happy again.
That's not a good sign. That's a bad sign.
Honestly, most dogs kind of look like that when you start playing around with their paws and going doot 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 doot. It's just like, please, father, why?
So
Taffy's sad.
while you're here, you want to pick up a medicine kit?
Yes.
Do y'all want to go to the Temple of Desna for some direct healing?
Yes.
Now you do remember that.
How much does it cost for dark healing again?
I'd rather we just use the medicine kit, guys.
So
Stato's fine.
if I remember correctly, it is going to be the Adventures discount based off of 3 gold. So that would be 2.7 gold.
Nope.
No,
Never mind.
That's way too much.
Cowards.
I have a scroll to buy, so I can fix my own goddamn clothes.
Okay, no.
I already paid the guy for my robes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You already handed him the 3 gold for that. So you begin asking around town for the best place to get someone to make a scroll for you, and it's the Reliant Book Company.
Nice.
I wait until nobody's aware, and Luna and I go on an adventure.
Okay. Stano, what are you going to be up to?
Actually, she tells Bread.
She's going to go to the Wizard's Grace, the horse, and she's going to get off and be very uncomfortable and stable the horse.
Well, I'm gonna stable Braxton too at the
And
then go shopping.
she's going to take Greaves from Deimos and be like, tonight we feast, tomorrow we train.
Demos?
Solid.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Greaves.
But I want to eat too.
You will eat. Gods. Ow! Good.
Red?
Good girl. Good girl.
Fred just wants to sleep right now. So he's gonna sleep.
So do
Don't
you
go
wanna-
crawling out of your window.
Yeah, that was weird.
Do you want to go through the front door or the window?
He must go through the window.
He just climbs up the front of the building.
The other 3, if you give me a quick perception check.
Are we perceiving how done we are with bread? 8.
13.
And Taffy?
16.
So
Wait, 15.
Stano is very much focused on making promises to Greaves. Demos and Taffy saw Bread kind of flit around the corner, and as Taffy is stabling Braxton, looks up and sees that there's a little bit of rope just a smidge out of standard human height that you'd have to kind of jump and reach. And then you see Bread grab a hold, do a quick like 6-7 inch vertical jump, grab it, pull himself up, and then clamber up the rope.
Who is he, Spider-Man?
She calls out to Bread, "Don't fall."
Bread, it should be a simple climb, but give me a comedy climb check.
Oh my! Oh, it's a comedy climb check. God, you just make shit up.
You have to.
20.
That's a 20. It's a 20. The comedy climb check is a 20.
Do you add your acrobatics to that?
Oh, fuck yes, I do.
Athletics, yeah.
Uh huh.
So
It's 25, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. No,
Was he
27.
Spider-Man? Does he walk up the
He
fucking
just
rope?
fucking climbs up without even the rope.
It's
So seeing
glorious.
that Taffy
It's
has
glorious.
caught sight of him, as Taffy was just like, "Don't fall," and so he sees it, and all of a
Adds
sudden
an extra flourish.
you see that he puts his feet on the wall, and then with one hand looping the rope around as he pulls himself up, it looks like he is walking up sideways.
So Stano doesn't even see this, but she already just rolls her eyes.
It's like he's doing something stupid. I can sense it.
And as he's wrapping it around, lifting himself up, walking up the side slow-mo, gets to the window, lifts up the window, goes up one more step, and then just shoops.
Taffy
through the
is
window.
just fucking enthralled.
Taffy has a Doki Doki meter that's just going bananas.
She has that for everybody, though. Like, no, like, she doesn't, not like a Doki Doki, like, I love you, like, that kind of way, but, like, there are things that make her heart go Doki Doki for people.
But definitely not grave shells.
But definitely not grave shells, because fuck those things. Those are gross to her.
Brett is going to begin resting, and then Demos is going to go pick up a healer's kit.
Yep.
So that's going to be 5 gold. Pick that one up.
Taffy's gonna go do some larceny.
Stano will go with Damos to Quarters and Bits. She will accompany him.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, it's a date.
No. Rejected.
It feels like a date.
To Deimos.
How?
To him.
She starts walking faster than him.
Don't come back.
Okay.
Walking dangerously close to the creek.
She'll Superman him right back in.
Oh, God.
I think we should go ahead and resolve Quarters and Bits before we begin resolving larceny.
Probably a good idea.
Because next thing you know, all of a sudden that, well, hopefully, no, y'all made sure that trap doesn't reset, so
Yeah.
y'all had enough time to not.
Really,
have to
the
worry
only
about
thing
that
that she's
craziness.
scared of having happen at this point is that there's guards or somebody there.
All right, so Demos and Stano,
Mm-hmm.
y'all part ways with Taffy once you reach the other side of the town. Quarters and Bits being a bit towards the far western side, and Taffy has to go up the lane to after she asked around, and she's like, "Oh, it's at the Reliant Book Company. I'll go see if Vaz is back." And then just
Whispers to Luna as she walks away. I know she's not back.
scoots down the street pretty quickly. And so y'all find yourselves at what appears to be a dual-use storefront. One side appears to be the general store called Bits. And then you look at the other side, and it's a weapon and armor smithy called Quarters. And so from the outside, they look like they're separate. But then as you enter in, you can see that they're both actually the same shop. So as you head in, you see what appears to be a male halfling, probably a merchant from what you can tell. He is wearing a smart, well-cut suit, has upon him a jaunty hat,
Oh no.
and as y'all enter
Oh
in,
no.
he looks over and you can see this mischievous twinkle in his eye.
Uh-oh.
And he's got this wide, pretty much shit-eating grin.
Okay, this team
This
does
is like the
not
opposite of everything that Stano would tolerate.
And he looks over
This team isn't very good with people with jaunty hats.
and he sees
I
Demos.
forgot the halfling owned Quarters and Bits.
And he sees Stano. He sees kind of how you're walking.
We watch his smile die.
His smile broadens.
Oh no!
Hi, welcome the lovely couple to Quarters and Bits. What are we in here for today? Are we in here to go ahead and replace some small bits of that armor there? Or are we going to go ahead and get the one over here holding... Which one are you holding the puppy?
Me.
Get the one over here holding the puppy the cookware that he believes he needs.
No, I've got cookware, but I need a medicine kit.
Excellent. We can easily take care of that for you. Come on over here. What color would you like it in? We've got a lovely fuchsia. We also have this amazing pink. And did you want to have us go ahead and get anything ready for your armor? Because
wish I
we all
was
know
there.
that you wear the best pants in the family.
He's just going to be like gawking.
She's
over the
going to
medicine
stare at
kits.
him very intensely and then immediately right face and walk over. I'm assuming they've got like a leather supply, correct?
Yes.
She's going to look him in the eye and just immediately right or left face and go right over there.
Ah, see, that's some of the best leather we have in stock here. We can make some of the most fine cured leather armor that you can have. In fact, we can even harden it into a proper cuirass. Tell me, what really brings you in today?
Medicine
We're here to
kit.
service all of your needs. Here, let me get one of my aides over here for you. We'll be able to take over to exactly everything that you need.
Oh
And
god,
he-
he's gonna focus in on
He does a
Zeno.
quick snap. It's like, here, come over here. Take this wonderful gentleman and the lovely, oh, it's such a cute puppy. And it just like, ah! At his finger.
Oh,
it's
Greaves
like,
already
ooh.
knows.
What's its name?
Greaves.
Greaves, what a lovely name. That's perfect. In fact, we even have some greaves. You know, we can also look into barbing once it gets a little bit older. It'll be absolutely fantastic. But here, why don't we go ahead and make sure that you get the healer's kit that you need, because if he's as feisty as he looks like he's going to be feisty, people are going to need band-aids in your near future. But you're over here looking at our leather. What can we do for you? You're such a... I can already tell by the cut of your armor that you are a discerning customer of high and fine quality. And I'm here to make sure that you have everything you need.
What she's remembering is coming into Quarters and Bits, getting the cook pot that she needed, and immediately paying her gold and walking out, and nobody even talking to her.
Yes, that's... you remember that the person on the other side of the counter looked like it was probably a young teenage apprentice. He was just like, yeah, that'll be a few silver. Like, I think it's he pulled out the sheet when your first time. He's like, yeah, that'll be 17 copper pieces, or you can do a silver and 7 copper, whatever way you want to do it. I'm working on my math, so any way you want to do it would be awesome. And then you basically threw the coin at him about face and walked out. Awesome, you gave me exact change. And that is the total opposite of
The current.
what you assume is the proprietor.
So she's like staring at the wall and she's not saying anything. She is not looking at the wall. She's looking past the wall. She's like, I need to keep a good reputation in this town, and this halfling will not stop talking to me.
Demos, what do you do?
I'm just gonna let her deal with it.
Let her stew?
She needs to learn to interact with halflings in a respectful way.
Betrayal!
This is betrayal. It's education.
Betrayal.
Edumacations.
She's gonna stop and take a breath, and she's gonna go, I need a lead set for the warg.
Ooh, we can get a collar.
I think we can easily be able to provide all that for you. At what age would you want to go ahead and provide the lead set? You want to go ahead and pick it up just for while they're a pup, or do you want to go ahead and also pick it up all through? We do have a few adjustable colors, but I think it'll probably only last probably only a couple months. He's got such ginormous paws. I think I know exactly what you need. Here, let me go ahead and run over here and grab this. Crink Twiddleton will get everything that you need. Do you want just the lead set, or can we go ahead and interest you in some of our crating options?
The lead set. With proper training, she won't need it.
Excellent. What color would you like? I could
Black.
see black. Oh, I figured you for a wonderful crimson. It would look so good with your skin color.
That sounds nice.
But you're right. I think the black on that one would do very well, especially because of the white coloration on Greaves. Greaves was its name? Greaves. Yes. White coloration on little Greaves here, I think will be just fantastic. Let me go ahead and let me bring you out a selection, and then we'll go ahead and pull from that. And he busies himself to quickly grab the selection, and you see him pull a couple together, and it looks like he's got a little tablet, and it's a couple little bits of leather sets that pulled over, and he kind of seems just, and so eventually he comes out, just like, okay, I wanted you to go ahead and have a full selection of everything that we have available here, especially because when you're dealing with a majestic pup of that nature, and you don't know exactly how big they're going to get, you want to make a decision that you won't regret.
Oh god, if you guys could see Stano's face right now. She is so unhappy.
Just losing her bananas.
And he brings you out 7 different colorations.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
Roy G. Biv.
So you
Deimos
have
is
the
trying
black
really
one,
hard
you've
not
got
to
the blue
laugh.
one, you've got the red one, you have a white one, you have a green one, you also happen to have a gold one and a silver one.
She's going to pick the black one.
Would you like any inlays on it? We can go
No.
ahead and... None whatsoever?
No.
But it would look so good.
Do you know how big this animal will get?
It looks like he's going to be...
So why would I inlay something now?
Would you like us to go ahead and prepare one for you in the future? How big do you think it'll get? We can go ahead and have it ready for you when you're ready.
No.
All right, so we want to go ahead and go with the black one?
Yes.
Is there anything else we can go ahead and get for you today? We do have, we are quarters and bits. Do we have the thing for, do we have the watering bowl, or do you need it necessarily going to be a trough? Is it going to be outside all of the time? What things do you think we want to go ahead and get for you today?
This is my worst nightmare. I myself am an introvert. It's just like, stop it.
You know what? I can go ahead and pull together a starter kit if you'd like.
No. We just need the lead set. I will train her, and she will be fine.
It sounds like that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience. So we want a healer's kit as well as a lead set? Are these going to be a single purchase?
Yes.
Then as all the material
Sorry.
gets gathered up, Crink then moves over to Demos. So I imagine you're going to be the one with the cash, correct?
I think she has most of it.
Oh, that's right. She does wear the pants in the family.
Demoralizing.
That's all right. You have to have certain ones
Also
take care of
annoying.
the animals.
What?
It's fine.
What?
You hear from somewhere down in the town.
So that'll be...
What?
Santa's gonna raise her finger, like she's going to say something stern, and then very slowly lower it and just...
Arthur Fist.
How much is it all together?
That'll be 5 gold and 1 silver.
Brilliant. And she pulls out exact change and sets it down.
Excellent. Pleasure doing business for you.
Oh, was the lead set only 1 silver?
Huh? No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Was it really?
Can we get a second set?
Of course. What color would you like it in?
Ooh, let's just get another black one so they match. There's another one. It's just with our friend.
Do you want to do an engraving on it? That way
No.
you'll be able to tell the lead sets
No.
apart?
Pink.
Oh, do you have pink?
Ooh, if you give me till tomorrow, we might be able to do a weak red dye on one.
Just
Yes,
in that-
yes.
Okay.
That'll be about another silver on
I'll
top
do
of
that
that.
silver. I'll pay that one.
Excellent. Do you happen to know the name of the other one?
Luna?
Luna? Excellent. That's such a pretty name. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No.
Remember, when you're ready to draw and quarter your
She's
enemies...
going to about face and walk away mid-sentence.
He's just... And Deimos going to leave. It's like, thank you, bye!
So y'all head out and immediately take an about face left to begin, as you head out the shop, heading back towards the Wizard's Grace.
God.
Tell
Give me a perception check, both of y'all.
Why?
For me.
22.
Jesus.
14.
So Demos, you hear this. Oh yeah, those are those adventurers. And it sounds like Crink may be having a quick conversation with one of his apprentices. Apprentice goes, "Oh yeah? Awesome. But you charged him full price."
Dick.
As y'all walk away.
I'll deal with that later.
Does Stano hear this?
No, Stan
Good.
doesn't.
However, if we go shopping with them again,
So,
it's going to be mentioned.
now, Taffy,
Yeah.
you are setting out with larceny in your heart. As you head over to the Reliant Book Company, your sides prickle and itch as you remember the last time you entered here. It was just yesterday.
I go to the back door, which I know is illusioned. Is the illusion still there?
The illusion is still
I
there.
reach up and turn the knob.
You turn the knob and you remember, oh yeah,
We
this
locked
is
it.
one of the doors we locked.
Sorry.
Shit.
What would you like to do with your illusion locked door? You never think that little decisions about what doors you lock matter until you gotta get back in.
She's gonna send Wimble back to the inn
Mm-hmm.
to get bread.
Okay.
Could always just get Deimos. He's the one that bought...
Demos is going through a very lengthy leash selection process. So,
And Wimble's gonna come in and tap on the window annoyingly until Bread either reacts or he cracks the window.
So, Brad, give me a perception check. At this point, you've bedded down. Your armor's off.
That is a natural 1. 7, if you're adding things together.
And you are just snoozing. Little Wimble can see through the window and even slightly hear the soft snoring of Bread as he is.
Are there any
zonked.
open windows?
Have Wimble give me a perception check.
What's Wimble's perception bonus?
We're going to have it be Taffy's perception.
Oh, okay, cool. Good, because that's a 16.
So Wimble realizes that he can probably get in through the front door pretty easily.
Okay.
Back up to there.
So Wimble is going to go through the front door,
So, yep, Wimble's through the front door.
fly up the stairs.
He zips through in and around the area, and just the smell of the mead and the boar, the soup, all of it just reminds him how hungry he has because he hasn't had anything since breakfast. And he
Oh,
runs over,
he goes up to.
and he's getting to the edge, and he kind of pauses a moment and then detours towards the kitchen, grabs a little bit of the vodka, knocks the bottle open a little bit, and he, as it's going out, he takes from his own little pouch that he's got, just a quick little bit, and he knocks one back. It's just that as he knocked the vodka bottle over and pulled out the cork, as he's pulled out the cork, it begins pouring out, and the vodka is now tipped over and pouring out onto an open stove. It flares up. Wimble at this point is 1, 2,
He's not that much of an alcoholic.
begins flying back. At this point, the stove is flaring up.
Surely one of the people working there has noticed.
Wimble
The chef-
would not do that.
The chef sees what's going on, immediately fixes the bottle. Wimble is zipped off to go head up at this point. Puts the fire out, and it's just like, looks at his apprentice over there. It's like, what did you do? It's like, I was over here doing the thing. No, it is bottle. Have you been taking sips from the... And Wimble zips all the way back up.
You hear this like tiny little,
Brad, give me another perception check.
13.
in the deepest voice that I can conjure.
Nope, 14. Sorry.
So when the sound of yelling from downstairs wakes you up, and then you hear,
Open up.
That's terrifying.
Oh man.
from the door, you hear,
Taffy needs you.
Go away.
Taffy needs you now.
What has she gotten herself into this time?
Larceny. And I think you're pretty good at it.
What time is it? How long have I been sleeping?
you've only had about a half-hour nap.
Ah! I'm so
You can sleep when you're dead.
And I've only have 6 health feelings.
Hang on, just is Stato and Tenebrous back at this point?
No!
Okay.
All right. He puts on his clothes slowly, very deliberately. Just throws open the window.
Could you let me out too?
Find your own way out.
Why is he so aggressive? He's a sprite.
He's also drunk.
He's also a little tipsy now.
And he's also Steve Buscemi.
yeah.
And
So
he just
flies back downstairs now.
So, Brad, you're easily down the side of the building, the rope being significant assistance.
Swearing so fucking much.
And Demos and Steno see Bread and Wimble heading out across Monument Square as the two of you are heading up, coming in from the south. And so you just see Bread beelining, following Wimble.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
he's stomping, by the way.
He is making
stomping.
all the noise. But he's not wearing his armor. Did you bring any of your
Yeah,
weapons
he
with
would have
you?
put his armor
Yeah,
on.
that's what I said earlier.
Oh,
as I was
he
putting all my
was
stuff
getting
on.
dressed.
Okay, so you see him.
Yeah.
You see Bread combat ready, stomping.
So far, Brett is the only one that's heard
Yes.
Wimble / Steve Buscemi. Or Buscemi.
Wimble Buscemi.
Okay, what are they doing?
Stato's gonna look at Deimos. She's gonna look at Bread stomping his way, and she's gonna go, I hate this party.
I guess we're going this way. You can go back. I can follow.
Stano's giving Deimos the crazy eyes.
Just these.
And she starts heading towards Bread.
So
She's not being subtle.
about 3 minutes behind Bread because y'all saw him as he was heading. Do y'all try to catch up, or because you could hustle to catch up to him because he's.
I mean, she's
Bread is
speed
taking you-
walking.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So
But that might just be her natural walking style.
Bread, as you're following Wimble, you realize that Steno and Demos have appeared behind you.
I don't say anything. I just keep walking.
So
Well,
you're-
fine. Guess we're not friends anymore.
Good.
Go. Sorry, I don't know.
So Wimble guides y'all to the back of the Reliant Book Company again.
So Bread shows up, and then 3 minutes later, the two of us show up.
Well, y'all caught up with him, so you see Taffy sees Wimble zip around the corner, just little fairy tinkles,
She blows him a kiss and ushers him onto the shoulder,
and then you see
smelling the vodka.
Bread, Steno, and Demos around the corner.
Oh, you brought everybody. Well, that's good. If I die, I mean, they're here to take me out of here at least. So I found out the scroll I want is here, but we locked the door when we left, and there's a door here because right now it looks like brick, but I shove my hand through, grab the knob, and make the clicky sound.
Oh, so you need me to unlock it.
I need somebody to unlock it.
Hold on.
Taffy, what are you doing?
I'm just going to hand
buy a
Greaves
scroll.
to...
And who will you be purchasing it from?
I know what these kind of scrolls cost. I'll just leave the gold here.
I'll hand Greaves to Stano.
Stano will take Greaves. She now considers it her moral duty to be here and make sure that
Okay.
Taffy puts that gold in.
It's a-
Taffy puts that gold on the
It's
counter.
Okay.
thievery, right?
Yes, thievery to open the door.
14?
Because if you're experienced with this lock, you're able to get it pretty quickly.
Okay.
Mage lights.
So you enter back into the Reliant Book Company.
Quietly. So I'm gonna have to roll a stealth check, I imagine.
Okay.
Probably all. Are you? Is it just Taffy going in, or are we all following?
I assume everyone's following.
Well, then we all
Stano's
should-
not going to be subtle.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Stano doesn't have stealth.
I like the idea of the gnome,
So
like
gnome-
Mission Impossibling all around, like while we're just like walking behind her, like just what the fuck.
Dun 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 dun.
So
She's
thi-
singing.
thinking
her-
she's
she's humming it as she's going in.
thinking she is being super stealthy. Every time that Taffy comes up against one of the walls, she's accidentally rumbling the bookcase or the case that she would be going through. And then you get in, you see everything is pretty much as y'all left it. It doesn't look like anyone else has come in.
The guards
Stano's going
lied
to
to us.
side-eye the blood stain.
Anyway,
Mhm.
does she find the scroll of mending pretty quickly?
Give me a perception check.
9.
You're looking through and
9.
Can we all help get
You
this
can.
over with?
Oh shit.
And that's perception, right?
10.
perception.
You find it?
13?
Can I roll for Buscemi as well? Make Wimble help me.
Well, Wimble's. Yeah, go
Part
ahead.
of. Okay.
Zach, do you need a d20 to borrow?
Well, Wimble finds it. That's a nat 20.
And
22. Thank you.
so, Bread's kind of looking around, and Bread pulls up the ledger, and Bread's looking across the ledger, and he's just like, da, 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 da. And Bread goes,
Wait,
it's not in stock. And then what Wimble brings over is it's actually kind of like a flyer. It looks like the scrolls would come out of Vaz's spell list, and then she would quickly write up the scroll
Oh,
on
boy.
request.
Makes sense though, really, when you think about it. It's a lot of power to have just here on a shelf somewhere.
Stano's going to take a moment to look, to
Mending!
generally look over the different scrolls and stuff available.
Much like you saw last time, mostly different types of history, some different forms of rare books, and if there was y'all found some of the hidden scrolls when y'all were here last time in her wardrobe, but as you're looking around, it looks like the shop is primarily carrying mundane items, and everywhere that you would look to actually find the materials necessary to scribe down scrolls, looks like all of that material has been taken.
No, you're not.
Not while you're aware.
Odaxi.
Yes?
Come on, look.
All right. Let's
I got
go.
good news for you, though. I got Luna a lead kit in pink. You have to pick it up tomorrow at Quarters and
Perfect.
Bits.
That's awesome.
Quarters and bits.
Is that the one run by that halfling?
Yeah. He was very friendly.
Nice fellow.
He might have overcharged us a little.
He what?
Nothing.
Give me a perception check, Stano.
For insight.
I'm gonna roll a different die. 15.
He might have overcharged Stano.
She's walking back out the door.
Oh god. Okay.
She is purposefully walking.
And we'll catch up next time.
She's going back to Quarters and Bits.
Meanwhile, as our adventurers resupply in town, their goings-on have not gone unnoticed. 3 strapping green-tinted orc bloods impatiently wait as a nervous little town guard hurries to the rendezvous several hundred yards from the town gate. Very unsafe for him. In the shadow of the hilly forest, these underlings have business for their mistresses.
Hey, Morel. Here comes the townie.
Yeah, that's the townie guard right there. I did what you asked. The bookstore was broken into. There was blood everywhere, but no body. Someone knows she skipped town. Did you tell anybody? Good. If you had, I'd have to clean that armor up after I pulled it off of your still bleeding corpse.
Morel. You know she want no bodies. We don't leave no trace.
I didn't tell no one. Will you tell her I did right by you? You keep telling us about this batch of zeros. And I'll put in a good word for you. Might even look past you being a yellow-belly human. Now, Spyro, don't you laugh too hard, or this townie might think he's safe. His family never safe at night unless we say they are. Now, get. Yes, sir.
You know the boss don't care one lick to hurt that boy family. You need the yellow fellas to talk reason and sacrifice. Else they start thinking it better to fight.
Shut up, Cole, son. You got a big mouth. How'd you ever get let into the bloody blades?
Ask Mom. She got you into the band.
Fuck you, Spyro. We gotta report back. Yes, my tusked friends. Go report to your master. She has several buttons of mine that I cannot wait to collect.